Hello everyone, welcome to Mean Life Studies. In today's video, we are going to discuss a very important topic in SQL, that is temporary table. Okay, so today we'll see how to create the temporary table and how can we store our available data into temporary table and how we can use that temporary table to do all transformation, and then we can store that transformed data into any of our table. Okay, we'll see one by one later. Now you can see here we are going to create a temporary table. Okay, a temporary table will be defined with the help of hashtag. Okay, it's also similar to as we are creating a table, right? But we are just keeping a hashtag before the table name. That's it. Okay, now you can see here we are in mean life database. Okay, now you can see here, now we are going to create table, that is whatever the table, so anything it could be, right? So I'm going to create emp underscore 1 2 3. Okay, now you can see here, if you are creating the table like this, it will be normal table only, right? So it will be creating this table and that will be stored in mean life studies. Okay, but I'm going to use this as temporary table. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm creating a table but adding a hashtag to a table name, right? So here, normal general, whatever the columns that we want, we can add integer name, packer, and salary int. Okay, now you can see here, if I execute this query, now you can see here it is executed. Now if I select star from amp 1 2 3, and before that we'll see is this table is storing this database or not. Okay, now you can see we are in mean life studies. You can see here all the tables, right? So I'm just going to refresh it. Now I'm going to check what are the tables are here. Now you can see emp 1 2 3, right? So if you see here, there is no emp 1 2 3, right? Hope you are observing. Now you can see here, I'm just adding hashtag to a table name. So this is called temporary table. Now temporary table was created, but that is not stored in this database. Okay. Now if I try to retrieve that data by using self start from, you can see now. So only we have the schema, right? Okay. Now you can see here ID, name, and salary. We didn't enter any data, right? So now if I want to enter the data, now you can see here insert into table name, that is emp hashtag emp underscore 1 2 3, values of whatever the column that we have already given, we should give a data. Okay, salary could be next. Next, whatever how many records you want to enter into this particular, you can mention anything. Okay, now I'm going to execute this insert query. You can see here 3 rows got affected, right? Now if I try to retrieve that data, now you can see here in this table we have this data. Now even if you see here, that table is not storing. I'm just going to refresh it again. I'm trying to see that tables list. You can see, carefully observe here, there is no table emp 1 2 3, right? Clear? So if you are using hashtag to before any table name, that will be that will store, I mean it won't store into any database, but that will be creating a temporary table. Okay, now you can see here. Now if you want to apply any transformation on this particular data, we can apply, no problem. Okay, now I'm going to filter out this data. Select star from hashtag emp 1 2 3 underscore 1 2 3, where salary is greater than 20,000. Okay, now if I execute this query, you can see here this is the data, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to store this data into any particular table. Okay, and that table will be stored in this mean life studies. Okay, now I'm going to store select star into any table. Okay, I'm going to create employee underscore 1 2 3. Okay, from this table. Okay, now if I execute this query, you can see here what is the error. So it is taking as subquery, right? So we have to give a name to inner query. Okay, now you can see here 2 rows got affected, right? Now if I try to retrieve the data from employee underscore 1 2 3, let's see, is this data is copied or not? What is this? Select star from employee, sorry, I think spelling mistake. Okay, okay, now you can see here. Okay, this is the data, right? Now we'll check this table is storing into this database or not. Okay, I'm going to refresh it again. Okay, I'm going to go through each and every table names. You can see, is there any employee underscore? You can see here now. Employee, I mean, this is the spelling also, right? You can see this is the same spelling, right? So this is created. So with the help of temporary table, we can do any transformations. For example, here it is a small data, right? So even if you consider any data, for example, I'm going to take any other table, start from, okay, this is the table I randomly taking. Now you can see here, this is the data, right? So this data was stored in mean life studies. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select a particular columns from this table and that I'm going to store into this particular anything. And not only this one, I'm going to store that into any temporary table and I'm going to do all transformation, right? You might ask what's the advantage of storing, pushing this data into temporary table, right? So if you're doing all transformation here or existing table, it will take more time to store the data, right? So in that temporary table, it won't store, right? So that the transformation will do a bit faster, right? So that you can retrieve the data a bit more faster. Okay, I hope you understood. Because of it is not storing the data into any database, right? So since that works as a temporary table and we can do any transformation we want. Okay, now I'm going to create one more, select star into anything. So you have to mention with hashtag, okay? Health underscore temp, okay, from this table. I'm just copying this table into this one. Okay, let's not drag all these columns. Whatever the columns that you want, you can mention. Okay, select user ID, comma, age, gender, comma, uh, sleep quality, and daily steps. For now, I'm just considering these four columns. Okay, now you can see here 100 rows got affected, right? Now I'm going to retrieve the data from the temporary table. Okay, what is the temporary table? This is the one, right? So if I try to retrieve the data, select star from hashtag health, this one, right? So this will be, you can see those four columns or five columns you can see here, right? This is a temporary table. Now if you see in mean life studies, it won't store. Now you can see here, this one, hashtag health temp, right? So health temp, there is no health temp, right? So now from this table, whatever the transformation you want to do, you can do that. Now you can see user wise, user ID, you're just going to, I'm just going to return maximum steps. I mean, those who are taking maximum. Okay, no problem. You can do anything. Okay, I'm just taking here a small, right? Okay, whatever the transformation you want, just count it. Let's see how many users are there. Count of user ID from health temp. Okay, now what is this? I think spelling mistake. Okay, health HEL, yeah, I mistake. Yeah, okay, 100, right? So you can also retrieve the data from health temp from HELTH TMP where age is greater than 40. Okay, now I'm going to retrieve those particular details. Now you can see how many records are getting 35 only, right? So now this table I'm going to store into any table, any exist. I mean, I'm going to store this entire into users 40. Okay, users 40 from this table. I'm going to use, now you can see here. So if I try to retrieve the data from this table, now you can see that table, right? Okay, now if I execute this query, now you can see here, right? So if you try to see this table, that is users underscore 40, this data, I mean this table will be stored in mean life studies. We'll see that. I'm going to refresh, checking the tables. So where is that users underscore 40, right? You can see now. In this table we will be having the same data, this data, right? So that is the advantage of using temporary table. What is that? So you can do any transformation with the help of temporary table, right? And then you can store back to any table you want. That's it. Okay, I hope you understood temporary table concept. Okay, thanks for watching and don't forget to like and share. Thank you.